This movie had a promising concept. What's up, everybody? I'm back today to talk about Last Shift. It just came out, written and directed by Anthony DiBlasi. He's done a couple of other horror movies, and it stars Juliana Harkavy. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She was in a few episodes of The Walking Dead. She's been in a bunch of stuff recently. She stars as this policewoman who's basically a rookie, and she has to spend a night in an abandoned police station because there's a reason for it, believe me, but police station's gonna close in the morning. She has the last shift, which is, you know, from 10 to 6 in the morning or something like that, and she's there by herself. And of course, as the movie proceeds, crazy shit happens at this police station. It has a supernatural twist, as the promotions say, and one of the big questions this movie asks is basically, is it all supernatural, or is there some actual physical involvement from somebody else messing with her? And they kind of leave it up in the air to the end. I mean, there's definitely some supernatural stuff, but the physical, what's going on, is not 100% clear till the end. Let's get into the good and the bad really quick. First of all, the good was, I like the way the story unraveled, the way they teased it out. You know, we start with her beginning her shift, and then through some exposition from the strange hooker that comes out of nowhere, we find out kind of what happened at the police station previously, and then we find out things about the police woman herself and how she was linked to this old thing that happened. And from there, they kind of mentioned this cult family, and then I don't want to give too much away, but I did like how they kind of unraveled the story. Pretty implausible that this girl would be working at this police station. They probably tried to keep her away from that. The more I think about it, that's probably what would happen. But yeah, I did like the way they unraveled the story. All the movies seem pretty much like practical effects, which I enjoyed. It's a low-budget film, but they did stuff well. It all takes place at this police station or whatever it was. You know, there's very few actors besides the policewoman. It's mostly a one-woman show. But she did a good job as a cop woman or whatever. Like I said, the end is kind of okay. That's what I have in my notes, but it is cliched. It's something, oh yeah, okay. These haunting movies, these films like this, I guess there's only so many ways you can go, but you know, whatever. I kind of like the ending, kind of didn't like it. Let's get into the bad parts. A little slow at the beginning. It takes about 30 minutes to get into it, and then some of the stuff just felt out of place, like the hooker with the exposition part. I was like, what the hell? Why would she, after she tells her story, I was like, why the hell would she be by this police station? And there's a lot of cliched haunting stuff that you see in haunting movies, like loud noises. I don't know why spirits are so fucking loud. It's annoying. I'm not a paranormal expert or something, but they just have to be loud. I guess it's to save money with the sounds. You know, you can make loud sounds for cheap. Yeah, and then there's certain things that, you know, it's like, oh, that's what spirits do, blah, 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 blah. The family, the cult, whatever, they're kind of like a poor man's Manson family, so to speak, even though their motives are different. I'll give them that. There's a point where she has a prisoner, and I didn't understand why she wasn't trying her damnedest to get the other police to come. I mean, you are a police officer, you know, you have a whole team of people to back you up. They kind of explain it half-assedly why she's not calling for the cops, and I just didn't really buy that some of her decisions she made were realistic. With cops, when things happen, you got 50,000 cops there, so I can't believe she was so, like, you know, she kept trying to calm herself down, and I understand that, and you know, obviously it would have ruined the movie if 50,000 cops showed up, but, and that's one of the main problems with this film. I just think if they would have put it through a couple more drafts in the script, I think they could have fleshed it out a little better, did some of the sequences a little better, thought it out a little more, and things wouldn't have seemed as out of place, and the exposition wouldn't have been so obvious, and, you know, I don't know what else they could have done. I think a few script drafts more probably would have worked better. Definitely. That's probably my biggest complaint. And then the ending, like I said, I liked it. I gotta say I did like the ending, but it's like, oh, it's that, and you know, the last act, you see it coming a mile away. Once it starts, you're like, oh, this is exactly what's gonna happen, and then it happens. So that, and it has the cliched bleeding phone receiver, which I was like, in a film that already had quite a few cliches, I thought the blood coming out of the receiver is hilarious. I mean, that was just, that kind of actually made me laugh. So as far as The Last Shift goes, I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. I thought it was a decent watch, but I'm not going to say run out and watch it real quick. If it comes on one of your streaming services, watch it. If you see it on the cheap, you know, buy it for $1 or $2 or something. It's a good film for the Halloween season, but nothing spectacular. Had a lot more promising of a concept, like I said. This police station that's kind of haunted, and I thought there was going to be like a supernatural siege, which there was, but it was just a dull siege. It should have been an awesome multi-supernatural thing, and I expected all kinds of crazy creatures and stuff like that, and it was just a lot of her walking around in the hallways, and, you know, like I said, decent to watch, but not the greatest thing. So 2.5 out of 5. If you've seen Last Shift, comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I've been rambling on for a few minutes now, and I'll see you guys soon.